Ten Boom wrote, "Worry does not empty tomorrow of its sorrow, it empties today of its strength." Worry feels productive. That's the trap. Sitting with a problem, turning it over, running through what could go wrong, feels like you're doing something about it. Like preparation. Like if you think about it enough, you'll somehow be less exposed when it actually happens. Mostly it doesn't work that way. The thing you're worried about either happens or it doesn't, and the hours you spent rehearsing it don't change which. What they do change is today. The version of today where you're present for a conversation, or actually enjoying something, or sleeping properly, instead of running a low-grade simulation of a future that hasn't arrived yet and might never. Here's the strange part. Most of what people worry about either doesn't happen, or happens differently than imagined, or happens and they deal with it fine when it's actually in front of them, using information and resources that don't exist yet in the worrying. You can't actually prepare for tomorrow's version of a problem with today's version of yourself, because today's version doesn't have what tomorrow's version will have. Including, often, just the fact of having gotten there. So worry isn't really preparation. It's more like paying a bill twice. Once now, in advance, in the form of a ruined evening or a sleepless night. And then again later if the thing actually happens when you'll have to deal with it anyway, fresh, regardless of how much you'd already spent on it. This doesn't mean don't think about hard things. Planning is different from worrying, even though they can feel similar from the inside. Planning ends somewhere, usually with an action you can actually take. Worry just loops. A decent way to tell them apart: ask whether there's anything you could do right now. If yes, do that small thing, then stop. If no, you're not preparing. You're just spending today on a tomorrow that hasn't asked for it yet. Share this with someone who's been living 3 steps ahead of themselves for way too long. And follow Bright Futures for more practical wisdom.